High in the mountains, nestled among whispering pines, lay the village of Silver Creek. A blanket of mist often veiled the rooftops. Life was peaceful there, flowing like the gentle stream that gave the village its name. At the heart of Silver Creek stood a curious shop. It was filled with clocks of all shapes and sizes. This was the workshop of old Finn, the clockmaker. Finn was a kind man with eyes as deep as the forest. He knew the language of time. His hands, gnarled with age, still moved with the precision of a master craftsman. Each clock in his shop had a story. They whispered secrets to those who knew how to listen. But there was one clock that remained silent. It was the oldest clock in the shop, and the most beautiful. The villagers often wondered about the silent clock. They whispered tales of magic and forgotten dreams, but only Finn knew the truth. He knew that the clock held a special kind of magic. It was a magic that could only be awakened by a very special person. The clock was a marvel of artistry. Its frame was crafted from polished oak, dark with age. Intricate carvings of leaves and vines adorned its surface. The clock face was made of silver, polished to a gleam, but the hands of the clock never moved. They remained frozen in time, pointing to an hour that had yet to be discovered. Legend had it that the clock was enchanted. It was said to be linked to the very heart of the village. The old folks of Silver Creek believed the clock would only chime when someone discovered their true purpose in life. This belief was passed down through generations. It became a tale whispered by the wind. Some dismissed it as mere folklore. Others, however, held on to the hope that the clock would one day break its silence. They yearned for the day its melodious chimes would echo through the valley. They longed for a sign that their purpose was unfolding. One crisp autumn afternoon, a young girl named Alara wandered into Finn's shop. Alara was a curious soul. Her eyes sparkled with a thirst for adventure. She was drawn to the magic that seemed to shimmer in the air around Finn's clocks. Alara was different from the other children in the village. She wasn't content with just playing games or listening to old wives' tales. She longed for something more. Alara was captivated by the silent clock. She would often visit Finn's shop, her gaze drawn to its enigmatic face. "Why doesn't it tick, Finn?" she asked one day, her voice barely a whisper. Finn smiled gently. He saw a spark in Alara's eyes. It reminded him of his younger self. "This clock is special, Alara," Finn explained, his voice warm and soothing. "It only ticks for those who find their true purpose in life." Alara's eyes widened in wonder. "Purpose?" she questioned, tilting her head slightly. "What is my purpose, Finn?" Finn chuckled softly. "That, my dear Alara, is for you to discover." Days turned into weeks, and Alara found herself returning to Finn's shop again and again. She would spend hours gazing at the silent clock, lost in thought. She tried different things, hoping to find something that would make her heart sing. She tried painting, but the colors seemed dull. She tried playing music, but the notes felt hollow. One day, Alara saw an opportunity to help. Old Mrs. Willowbrook, who lived at the edge of the village, was struggling to carry her groceries. Alara rushed to her aid, her heart swelling with a warmth she had never felt before. As she helped Mrs. Willowbrook, Alara realized she had a knack for listening and offering words of comfort. She discovered a joy in bringing smiles to the faces of others. Word spread through the village about Alara's kindness. People began seeking her out, drawn to her genuine desire to help. She became a beacon of hope for those who were lost or struggling. Alara found a deep sense of fulfillment in guiding others. She realized that her purpose wasn't something grand or extraordinary, but rather something simple and pure. One sunny afternoon, Alara was visiting Finn in his shop. They were engrossed in conversation when a soft, rhythmic sound filled the air. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Alara's eyes widened in astonishment. The sound was coming from the silent clock. Its hands, frozen for so long, had begun to move. The clock was no longer silent. It ticked with a steady, reassuring beat. Finn turned towards the sound, his eyes filled with a mixture of surprise and wonder. His gaze fell upon the clock, and a slow smile spread across his face. He had been waiting for this moment for a long time. He had always believed that the clock would one day chime. But seeing it happen, witnessing the magic unfold before his very eyes, was something truly special. The sound of the ticking clock echoed through the shop, filling the space with a sense of peace and tranquility. It was as if time itself had awakened. It was a moment of pure magic. a moment that would forever be etched in their hearts. "You've done it, Alara," Finn said, his voice filled with warmth. "You've found your purpose." Alara's gaze shifted from the clock to Finn, her eyes sparkling with a newfound understanding. She realized that her purpose wasn't something she had been searching for. It had been there all along, hidden in plain sight. It was in the way she treated others. It was in her compassion and her desire to make a difference in the world. From that day forward, the enchanted clock continued to tick. It became a symbol of Alara's journey and a reminder to everyone in the village that their purpose was waiting to be discovered. Alara embraced her newfound purpose wholeheartedly. She continued to help others, her heart filled with joy and a sense of fulfillment. The legend of the enchanted clock lived on, inspiring generations to come. It taught them that true purpose wasn't about fame or fortune. It was about using your unique gifts to make the world a better place. And so, the village of Silver Creek, nestled among the whispering pines, continued to thrive, its heart beating in unison with the rhythm of the enchanted clock.